On the morning of January 7, 1943, Nikola Tesla was found dead in room 3327 of the Hotel New Yorker in Manhattan. He was 86 years old and had been living in poverty, largely forgotten by the scientific community that had once celebrated him. Within hours of his death, the United States government moved in. FBI agents, acting under an order from the Office of Alien Property, confiscated all of Tesla's personal papers, notebooks, models, and technical documents. The seizure was swift and complete. More than 80 trunks of material were removed, sealed, and classified. Tesla's nephew, Sava Kasanovic, who arrived at the hotel to collect his uncle's belongings, found that the room had already been searched. A source within the FBI later confirmed to researcher John O'Neill that specific technical documents had been removed before Kasanovic arrived, before the official seizure. The classified material was held by the Office of Alien Property and later transferred to other government agencies. A portion of the material was eventually declassified in the 1980s, but researchers who have examined those documents note specific and systematic gaps. The technical designs for Tesla's most significant unpublished work are absent. What work? In his final decade, Tesla had publicly described systems for wireless power transmission without loss over unlimited distances. A weapon he called the Teleforce, which he described as capable of projecting a beam of ionized particles powerful enough to stop aircraft at 200 miles range. And a propulsion system based on what he called scalar waves, a form of electromagnetic energy propagating through the medium he believed permeated all space. The patents for all three were never filed. The documents vanished. The suppression was absolute. The next episode is already in my profile. Subscribe so you don't miss it. The scalar wave theory is the most consequential of Tesla's suppressed concepts, and the most difficult to frame in mainstream physics because it describes a phenomenon that the current Maxwell equations, in their standard form, cannot accommodate. Tesla's experiments at his Colorado Springs laboratory in 1899 produced results that remain anomalous. He observed electrical oscillations propagating through the Earth itself, not through the air, at a velocity that exceeded the speed of light. He reported extracting usable electrical energy from the ambient medium with no apparent input source beyond a resonant antenna system. James Clerk Maxwell's original electromagnetic equations, published in 1865, contain scalar wave terms, longitudinal components of the electromagnetic field that propagate as compression waves rather than transverse oscillations. When Oliver Heaviside reformulated Maxwell's equations in the 1880s for practical engineering use, he eliminated these scalar terms, partly for mathematical simplification, partly because they described effects that seemed to require a physical medium, the ether, which Einstein's 1905 special relativity appeared to make unnecessary. But Tesla never accepted the abandonment of the scalar terms. His laboratory results, he maintained, required them. Russian physicist Konstantin Mayle published peer-reviewed work in the 2000s demonstrating that the scalar terms removed from Maxwell's equations do correspond to real, measurable physical phenomena. Specifically, longitudinal electromagnetic waves that can propagate through matter without attenuation and that couple to the scalar potential of the field rather than the vector potential. These waves cannot be shielded by a Faraday cage. They are not subject to the inverse square law, and they cannot be metered. This last property, not subject to metering, is precisely what made Tesla's free energy system commercially untenable. The next episode is already in my profile. Subscribe so you don't miss it. The suppression of Tesla's work fits a pattern that extends far beyond one inventor's misfortune. In 1913, Henry Moray demonstrated a device in Salt Lake City that extracted electrical energy from the ambient environment. Multiple independent witnesses observed the device powering a 35-watt light bulb with no connection to any conventional power source. Moray applied for a patent. The patent office rejected it on the grounds that a device producing energy from no apparent source violated the first law of thermodynamics. He applied 26 times over 30 years. Every application was rejected. In 1926, Henry Moray's laboratory was broken into. His prototype was destroyed. His notes were stolen. The pattern. Invention demonstrated. Patent denied on theoretical grounds. Laboratory raided. Inventor discredited or impoverished. Eugene Mallove, editor of Infinite Energy magazine, who was documenting cold fusion research and free energy claims, was murdered in 2004. Stanley Meyer, who demonstrated a hydrogen fracture system that reportedly ran an internal combustion engine on water, died suddenly at age 57 in 1998, after his lawyer told him he had been poisoned. These are not coincidences. They are a policy, a civilization built on metered energy, on the sale of fuel, the billing of electricity, the control of power infrastructure, has a specific and enormous incentive to ensure that unmetered energy extraction remains impossible, unpatented, and unavailable. Tesla understood this in 1917 when his tower was demolished. He said, "The present is theirs. The future, for which I really worked, is mine. And once you see this, you cannot unsee it." The next episode is already in my profile. Subscribe so you don't miss it.